I mean, it's the best way I can say this is apocalypse. The reality that you're getting at the airport has nothing to do with what's going on in the ground right now. We're talking about there's people that's still under the rubble. The count is not 100,000. There's at least has to be 400,000 to 500,000 people that is about to die.
The worst disaster in United Nations history.
It's one thing after another. We really need a state of emergency.
Survivors are continuing to die.
The war is coming to an end.
By the time they bring someone here, you have to amputate.
Yeah. Country forward economically, that's what I want to do.
We need to step up.
A lot of people are suffering.
Once again, Haiti's resiliency has been tested. From slave revolts to corruption to extortion, and now to one of the worst natural disasters in the country's history. But as Haitians, we're obligated to remember, rebuild, and to make Haiti reborn.
So as soon as I got home, I turned on CNN, and it was just like, wow. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, you know, it just seemed as though, you know, the creator decided to just press pause on Haitian life. You know, it just seemed like people were going about their everyday life, and all of a sudden, everything just stopped.
And shortly after I came back, you know, I seen on Facebook, I seen pray for Haiti. I'm like, what is this? And then, you know, I just go on Google, I typed on Haiti or whatever, and I seen earthquake hits, devastation. All these articles are coming up. So my first mind that came to thought was, besides my family, how's my best friend?
In the beginning, honestly, I didn't think it was gonna be that big. But as the hours went by, you start seeing like the older Haitian, like your mothers, your grandfather.
Like I didn't know what to think, and I know 7.0, like that's serious. So like right when I got home, picked up my boyfriend, he's Haitian, and we drove to my house, and I watched CNN the whole night.
First thing I thought of, oh, this is not real. Like, this didn't happen, earthquake, because I would have heard it right away. Got home, see it, and I was in utter shock, just watching it, had nothing to say. And ironically, it was my father's birthday. It's supposed to be a celebration, but it's more of a devastation.
It was a shock to me when I first heard. I heard it on the news, and then I looked online, and I saw that it was a 7.0, and that's just crazy to me. And it's just unfortunate that a country that is that poor. I mean, we're not advanced as some of the other countries, and we don't have as much money as some of the other countries. But it's unfortunate that that would happen to a country like Haiti.
Give it help. Keep in mind, there's 4 million Haitians that are outside of Haiti. So I think this is the time for the diaspora, the Haitians that are outside of Haiti, to step up.
The responsibility that we have is definitely to educate. I think that there's a lot of misinformation going on right now. The most important thing this generation can do is educate and get reconnected with the country.
Not only do we stand for our own nation, but at the same time, if we can become successful over here, a lot of successful Haitians like to give back to the country, like to give back to the nation. So if we can become successful over here, then maybe we can go back down there, help them, you know, build schools, build playgrounds, build some foundation to help build the country.
Just know your roots and know where you came from. I mean, if it wasn't for Haiti and the things that my parents went through in Haiti, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So, I mean, it's important for everybody to understand how much of a tragedy it is, that the fact that would hit the country. I mean, I'm at a loss for words sometimes, like when I think about it. And then just to hear that the aftershock, which to me is really not an aftershock, a 6.1, that's an earthquake to me.
Those of us who are second generation, a lot of us have not gone back to the country, have not experienced the country, have not touched the ground, smelled the air, interacted with the people. I guarantee you do that, you fall in love with the country all over again. We have a responsibility to go forward and make sure that we do it differently from how it has been done in recent decades.
Attendez, tout haïtien qui a regardé ça, nous connaissons son nèg tough. D'lo pa sot nan zyem pou mwen. D'lo m sot nan zyem pou nou.
When the music stops and the stations stop covering this story, who's going to step up? Who's going to carry the torch? Who's going to do whatever it takes to put Haiti back on their feet? Take a lesson from the dead. If we don't heal together, we will die as individuals. It's our obligation to step up to the plate.
The problem is we always had struggles. It should have been known before. People always just see Haiti, oh, it's a poor country, but it's something more than that. It's government, the poverty, and just people always overtaking, not any real control over. And this just shows how bad it really was.
It's very long term. If you think about it, I was watching on Fox News the other day. There's a lot of people that we don't know about that just died, who are still buried under, or still missing, but they at least have 150,000 confirmed dead. So that's not something easy to rebuild. So even though like CNN's gonna take out the news because there's obviously more new world problems that everyone wants to know about, we have to let everyone know that the problem's not done, it's not solved. The lives aren't brought back, the buildings aren't brought back, nothing. So we still have to keep in faith, however, and let everyone know that this is a whole rebuilding process for the future and that we still have to bring the nation together.
Get involved with organizations like the Red Cross and see how we can help. One of the initiatives that I'm going to try to work on with the Community Service Center is to try to get Haiti as one of the locations for a service trip along with the college. Hopefully I'll be successful in doing that, even if it's 2 years from now.
And pray for the best, and I hope that people will understand that not everybody is like America. Like, we need to donate and help other countries sometimes.
This presents a great opportunity because this is a rare time where not only the poorest of poor in the country, but also the aristocrats, the bourgeoisie, are also affected. So no one was spared. Folks with millionaires, their houses crumbled just the same and they're down to nothing. They have money, but banks are closed, so they couldn't access the money. So this is a suffering that just crippled the entire country. So now is the time, while this presents a great opportunity for us to start over, to venture out and do something different with the country.